What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another mobile gaming video. I'm your boy Scribble, and today we are going back to Age of Origins, and we're talking about base building and something that I wish I knew at a quicker date. Let's go ahead and break this down. Welcome to our wonderful city. We are progressing quite nicely. Hit level 33 over here and 26 on the capital. At the moment, I am trying to massively increase my battle power because it's lacking just a little bit. We are looking at only 4.1 million right now, and I feel like it's an area that I really do need to improve upon. What was happening to me was I was realizing that when it comes to recruiting additional units, that I'm really not making the best use of the buildings within my city. Now, you are able to get a number of buildings down here, training grounds, for example, mineral mines, oil mines, wheat and all this sort of business, yeah, and you can get your medical stations and all this sort of stuff, right? But what is not entirely clear, or what I might have forgotten from the early days of playing this game, is that these buildings you can actually change, delete, and modify. All right, you're not just stuck with them. All right, so you can have up to 8 of any individual type of building. So the training grounds, for example, is really useful, as the more training grounds that you have, the more units that you're able to recruit. You can see if we go to more info over here, depending on the level of the training ground, the benefit is in this column over here. So mine are all level 26 right now, which means when I go to recruit any units, I'm getting a max recruitment of plus 130. The speed up is also being impacted here, so I'm getting an additional 6.5% speed to the recruitment speed, and then it actually influences battle power. Now, this is a little bit of a misnomer, it's a little bit misleading. It's going to inflate the battle power, but doesn't necessarily change the damage that your units are doing or anything like that. It's just almost like a cosmetic number. So for me, it got me thinking around what is actually the best setup that I can have for my buildings. And check it out, we've actually got a free building upgrade right there. So when I hit level 26, I decided that I'm going to stop trying to rush increase my main hall. I don't want to just keep on trying, because this gets really expensive. If you have a look, just to get to 27 over here, I need 48 million food, 48 million oil, 13 million steel, and 8 million minerals just to get this up. But I also need to get my city wall to level 26. I need to get my hospital to level 26. So I decided, instead of constantly trying to rush the upgrade over here on the main hall, I'm going to take just a little bit of time, and I'm going to look around and upgrade all the other buildings, essentially. So I started off with the training grounds because that will give me additional units to recruit. I'll be able to build up my combat prowess, essentially, at a faster pace and recover should I lose units. But there are other things that I need to get. So, what can we actually get over here? Mineral mines is one of them. Obviously, this is going to increase your mineral output and your mineral capacity, so how much you can actually hold. This is a little bit separate from what you can do with your depot, which is what sort of protects your minerals, or protects all of your resources at the top when you're being attacked by an enemy player. The depot is basically how much of your stored minerals and stored oil and steel and all this sort of business can be retained even if you get attacked and your city walls are breached. We can also get over here, we've got the standard farm over here, and this is going to be giving us food output. This one I personally don't rate the farm as highly important. It's used a lot, but I do feel that stuff like oil is in more demand than food, just in general. So typically speaking, now this is a complete side note here, guys. I'm a little bit OCD, so I like to have all my units to be next to each other. So in order to do that, you hit the little I button, and you can actually move buildings. So you can just move them, and you can click another highlighted area, and it will swap. I'm not going to do it now because there's no point. I have my buildings where I want them to be. But if you want to have all of your mineral mines together, you can, just by hitting that I. Now, this is the important part, guys. When you hit that I, you can hit that remove button. It will completely delete the building so that you won't be able to... you'll lose all the levels that you've invested in it. If they're only low level, like level 8, 9, 10, that sort of thing, it's not a big deal. But if it's like level 20, you don't really want to get rid of your high level buildings so much, as that's quite a big investment. So yeah, I've gone for just 4 of the mineral mines right now, 4 of the farms, which is going to increase my food output. I've gone for 8 of the oil refineries. Like I said, I feel like oil is not only is it a little bit harder to get, but it is also used far more frequently than food, at least in my experience it is. To give you an example over here, in this spot over here, I've got a missing space. I can click on it and I can choose to build a mineral mine. I can have up to 6 mineral mines, 6 steel mills, up to 8 farms, up to 8 refineries, 8 training grounds, and 8 medical stations. All right, so those are the buildings that we are allowed to use. I thought they were all a cap of 8, but it turns out that some of them, steel and mineral, for example, are capped at a maximum of 6. Now, it is a bit tempting for me to actually go ahead and try to cap both the mineral and the steel at 6. So what I might do right now is look to remove the additional oil farms, potentially to place down the additional steel and mineral. I think we're going to do that now, actually. So let's get one mineral mine here. Let's go ahead and remove this oil refinery as well. Get rid of that one. And we'll place down another mineral mine there. And then once again, we'll go remove over here on this oil mine, remove over this oil refinery. Apologies, let's get the terminology correct here. And then we will accidentally build the wrong building. It's easy to do. I find it's a little bit easy to miss which building you're highlighted. But yeah, we don't want steel. We want to have our... Oh, we've already got our mineral mines done. There it is, steel mine. Get that one down. And once again, steel mill down there. Okay, so you can see we've got now 4 additional buildings. In an ideal world, I'd like to move this around to make sure that they're all sort of together, but hey-ho. And the good thing about the low-level ones is that you can actually upgrade them incredibly quickly. So, as you can see, the first couple of levels are basically free. You just go ahead and get those up. I think it gets to about 6 or 7, maybe 8. This slight pro tip on this, when you're actually upgrading these buildings, if you have your VIP active, you can go up a level, I believe, for free, and obviously it will be quicker to upgrade these low-level buildings as well right out the gate. So I'm just going to go ahead and max those out here real quick. I say max them out, taking them up to level 8 is hardly maxing them out. Now, what I'm looking to do currently in my base is not spend all my gold. What I'm looking to do currently in my base, like I said, is I want to try and get all of my buildings to level up and match where my main hall is. So that means currently I'm level 26, so you can take all your buildings up to a maximum of 26. It has to tie to the maximum of the main hall in your base. That will improve the efficiency, overall efficiency of your capital city. Now, I like to focus quite heavily on the medic stations. Medic stations provide you with the ability to house wounded units, which means that when you go into wars, when you get attacked and stuff like that, any units that get killed or wounded within battle, you will still be able to recover and resuscitate them and to essentially reintegrate them back into your army so you don't lose so much battle power. Now, my medic stations are my current project because I've just finished off the training grounds, so they're all still kind of low level at the moment, but I'm going to be focusing on just upgrading these to try and get them up to max level as soon as possible. It will take a couple of, it'll take some time, but if you do, like I said, if you are using your VIP, you'll see that your build speed, your free speed time goes up. In my instance, I'm on... What am I? I'm VIP 7 right now, so as I'm using it right now, my free time is at 21 minutes, which is not too bad, especially when you consider that on the low levels, they might take 30, 40 minutes to upgrade the building, so, it doesn't take too long for us to get to that free area, and I'm just going to spread the cost. If you know you're going to be around all day, you want to just get your low-level buildings, upgrade them with your VIP active so you can just go, oh, I'll check back in an hour and I'll upgrade this, or I'll check back in 30 minutes and I'll get that free upgrade and I'll set the next ones to going. If you're going to be out a while, then I'd look to go up to the bigger, higher-level ones and look to upgrade them. So it's not massively important to be super efficient on this. It's just kind of useful. What's interesting to see is if you go for medic station in particular, we'll look at the wounded unit limits. It's a static linear progression here. So the benefit you get from taking a medic station from level 1 to level 2 is exactly the same as the benefit of taking it from 21 to 22. The only difference is the higher levels cost a lot more resources and take a lot longer to actually build. Now, obviously, because you have limited spaces, the only realistic way of maximizing the benefit is to take every building up to maximum level. But focus on the lower levels first because they are cheaper and they are done quicker. Try to level them up all at the same time and eventually get them to that cap. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go all the way and take all of these medic stations to 26 immediately. What I might do instead is focus on these buildings over here. But that's sort of my high-level plan, and I think it's something that isn't really properly communicated in a lot of the guides that are out there currently, and certainly not within the game itself. So just a little bit of a pro tip from me on how to build out your base there. Like I said, I would focus mainly on getting your training grounds and your medic stations so you can maintain that combat viability, but then look to optimize the resource gathering. So I've gone for a focus here on steel and mineral because they are the rarer resources. Oil is great. Food, you could probably, the standard farm, I could probably take off 2 of these farms and throw in 2 additional oil refineries to really max that out, and we'd be in a pretty good position there. All right, let me know down in the comment section below, especially if you are a late game player, how do you build out your particular buildings within your capital city? Where do you focus so that other players can learn and grow from yourselves as well? All right, that's absolutely fantastic, guys. Make sure you do hit that like button and consider subscribing to your boy Scribe, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out and big love.